staffed at, if you were staffing at a city, municipality, and they hired several hundred or maybe just a few dozen of you to actually establish a department of do-acracy in the city, what kinds of projects would you, or what kind of ethos or statement or program would you start to like seed in that city?
I have one that I thought would be fun. If and this is directly from what I've learned, especially from the build team, the DPW build team where I live in Black Rock, from a good friend of ours, Starchild, aka Barack Obama, and his crew. And that is, I watched him teach other people how to build, people that didn't really know how to use power tools, people that weren't familiar with construction or carpentry. And so if I were to be doing that, I'd be like, okay, what do we need in this town? Obviously, we need a fun house. We need a fun house in this community. Now, so this is assuming that we can all get together. So you get the community together, you get a grant or whatever, and you build this thing. It'll be a temporary pop-up fun house, So, and you invite the community in to like, hey, you ever, built a staircase? All right, you're gonna today. And you get everybody together. They're meeting each other in the community. They're using empowerment tools. They're starting to learn something that they can apply to the rest of their life. And then let's say we make the fun house, we celebrate it. It lives its life cycle until everybody's like, that place, I've been there too many times. And then it's done. Guess what? Now we shift it. Maybe now it turns into a green hospice, for marginalized people, where and we go into the idea of this funhouse is going to become something else. It's going to be modular. And so now we just transform it into a green hospice for marginalized people to go and, have dignity as they pass through life. So now it's also a place that's been infused with joy, but in the long run, there's that seed is planted. And so it's a little bit lighter of a place that actually serves the community and everybody. That's like one of the things I would love to do.
It's funny, we talked about this the day before yesterday, and it's hard to say like what happens at Burning Man is exactly transitive to like say any city anywhere. And I think we're kind of kicking this around in that time period. It's not so much what we do, it's how we do it. And a lot of it, again, like getting back to what I touched on before, it's all about volunteering. The first thing you have to do is get people to agree on what the problem is or what the need is. Like the first thing starts with us talking. The first thing starts with us all communicating with each other and going, here's this thing. We have this community issue, whatever it is, like the water is poison, or wouldn't it be cool if we had some place to hang out, or whatever it is. But the first thing that has to happen is clustering the people that give a shit around the thing that gets done, and finding the zealots first, because I think you, like we touched on before, it's far better to have 3 or 4 people that are passionate about something start to mess with it than just like, this is why conscription for the military is a shitty way of fighting a war. Like if you just grab people and go, hey, we're just going to throw bodies at this project to people that may not even give a shit about it, like your results are going to be crappy, and that will be very unsurprising. But if you go put things out there like a salad bar, here's all the issues that our community is facing, who cares about them? Give them a chance to get together, and then you empower those groups to take action, and go like, hey, you don't need to come back to some central planning authority, go, here's our thing. We're just going to let you guys have at it, because those people will solve that problem much faster and much better if they're allowed to have buy-in on it, and if they're allowed to have control on it. Like that, again, having people be able to do that. And as they do that, the performance of solving that problem, they will find the other people in the community that also give a shit about that. Or maybe it's a thing like, we need somebody that has this skill set. And as you start working on it, those people will, water will seek its own level. And what you do is you get these work groups, and that's the way to get through. If you want to do things like the Black Rock City way, that's basically it. It's like you, instead of working from this like top down, hierarchical structure where there's a boss and somebody's in charge, and then they go, you do these things. It more is about councils and committees and really giving people the permission to do the things that they care about and remove as many obstacles as possible from them being able to work on things they actually care about. Because I think that is one of the problems we have in our society now, the one that's collapsing on us, is a lot of people spend their time at jobs that they don't really care about. Like they landed there either out of their family pressure to them in, but like getting up and going somewhere for a year about with people I don't care about. That seems like a terrible waste of time. And I think people are dying to break out from that. And I think with the resetting of the board now, I think there's an opportunity for people to get closer to where their passions are and their heart is. And I think that's the thing, is just removing the obstacles from them to be able to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
comment. I got a message that doctors are saying it's never, other than obviously the worst that's going on, they said it's never been a better time to be a doctor because they are actually getting to do what they want to do without having to do paperwork, without having to get buy-in, without having to actually listen to protocols. It's a flat landscape. They're going to do what they want. They say they've never been more productive in their lives, and they said they're loving that aspect of it.
Yeah, definitely.